is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I represent Bahamian people. I from Nassau, Bahamas, big up Bintan, bro. Boy, I from Bintan, bro. Right between West and Augusta, where them two roads meet, they call it Wilkinson Street. Manners and respect was like a sign blank check. It seems the ones that coming after quick to disrespect. You see, this life in the ghetto never easy. So many hungry days break till it grieve me. But I doing the best I can, trying to turn my dollar to 100 grand. I represent the ghetto people. I from Nassau, Bahamas, big up Bintan, bro. Boy, I from Bintan, bro. Don't take no back talk, no bribe or no joke. If you find fire, you definitely find smoke. Bintan, bro. Boy, I from Bintan, bro. Bintan, I say up and running. Caliban say my boy don't ever give in. 7 years of farming, watch the crops them coming. True they see a humble thing, the lion sleeping. But they hating for no reason. Only God that I believe in, living. Watch them only pass through for a season. Cutlass, I go weed them. I represent the ghetto people. I from Nassau, Bahamas, big up Bintan, bro.
Good night, Bahamas, and welcome to another edition of Inside the Inner City that premieres every Friday at 6:30 to 8 p.m. on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. I am your host, Valentino, a.k.a. Scrooge, many other names. Telephone numbers tonight, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, and you can text us, powered by BTC, at 422-GR96. And again, it's just a pleasure to be a host on this wonderful Friday evening. It's getting close to Friday night. I want to say to each and every one of you, as I travel the Bahamas and as I'm stopped on the road, some people just hear my voice. Some people recognize my name for some strange reason. It's just awesome. I appreciate each and every one of you. It's truly a blessing to be able to be on the air, and there's a lot of persons out there who are really listening to what I have to say, and also to what the callers who call and has to say. And together, we have a wonderful conversation, and we come up with great solutions for many of our country's problems. And I'm not just a talker. I want people to believe that you're hearing things come out of my mouth, talking about progress in the inner city community, but I'm actually on the ground working every day. I'm non-stop working to make this, how I should say, this vision become a reality. So I'm not a talker, I'm a doer. There's many projects that I'm involved with. I'm not rich. In fact, I'm a break young man. It's just that I use my connections to reach people who has the funds and who really believe in the Bahamas. And many of them believe in me because I'm trustworthy, I'm honest, I have integrity, and that's me. Everyone like my personality. So it's just a pleasure to be welcome in the Bahamas from so many people, from so many different walks of life. So I appreciate each and every one of you who I meet along this journey. And I am really humbled to know that you guys appreciate me, what I'm doing, and you support Guardian Radio. There's nothing much more I can say, but I appreciate each and every one of you who I meet every day. I appreciate you. Okay. Tonight's topic, I had my guest Candy from Form was supposed to come in this evening, but she's working just like me, very hard in the Nassau Village area. She texted me a few minutes ago. She will be unable to make it this evening, so I postponed that till next week. So my topic, but I was supposed to have with her today, I will not be able today. because Friday is a very, very difficult time for a lot of my guests to come on. So when you see guests coming on Friday, man, look here, they really are committed. They have the get rid of their schedule just to come with you on Friday, because Friday's the last day of the week, and everyone's getting a paycheck. They're going shopping. They're gonna, they're moving up and down. So, it is be really hectic, but they come on a regular basis. So I could say I'm very pleased with the guests that I've been having over the years, even though it's a Friday evening at this time. So today's topic, we're going to talk a little bit about what I talked about last week. I don't take sides in politics. But last week we had a good conversation. I was just trying to make an example, on how we could make the opposition, that Michael Pintard leads in the Free National Movement, to do more, to oppose more, to speak up on matters that are most important to the country. And I know many people last week, wondering where I was coming from. Here where I was coming from last week. What I get to understand in this country is that we elect governments, then we have our opposition. But our opposition sometimes, they sit quietly and they only attack matters that is important to either what concerns their party's intentions, and sometimes some things that the government does, the opposition speaks out on it. But I want you to believe that a lot of the stuff that government signs off on, the opposition leader Michael Pintard also signs on off, along with the Prime Minister, because they're the two top men in the country. These behind the scene that you need to understand. They both work together. They're both, part of government. One is opposition now, and one is government. But they both work for the king. At least the queen has passed away, so they work for the king. And they work for the Bahamian people. All right, so I was referring to the last week, and all because the former Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, Dr. Hubert Alexander Minnis, is looking to challenge the leadership at the Free National Movement Convention coming up, I think is in June 1st. And, I was suggesting that, that the former Prime Minister, he might deserve a second chance, but like I said, sometimes leaders have to step aside and help push the next generation, because, sometimes you have to grow. And what I mean is grow. Sometimes as the governing party comes in, right, and just like when Hubert Alexander Ingram won 2 general elections back to back. When he won the first one, after he defeated Sir Lyndon Penland, who held power for over 25 years in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and then he was the opposition, being the opposition leader after that for about 10 or 15 years. And we get a sense that when Ingram won the first time, going to the second time, based on all the development he did, he was just doing developments. Every time we looked, there were major developments happening across the country. And the thing I respected Mr. Ingram for, he was a stirring man. He meant what he said. If he told you he's going to fire you at 5 o'clock, he would fire you at 5 o'clock. If he told you something's going to be built at a specific time, whether it's a hotel or etc., I guarantee you that would be built on time. He was a man who, when he speak, he meant what he said. One of the strongest leaders I've seen in a very, very long time. Many of us don't like him, many of us like him. But the fact of the matter is he got things done in the country. I think besides Lyndon Oscar Penland, 25 years as premier, I think 15 or 10 years as opposition leader, lead up the PLP party for over close to 40 years, I guess. Okay? Hubert Ingram probably is the second greatest prime minister after Sir Lyndon Oscar Penland when it comes to development, when it comes to government, the governance. He served 15 years in government as the prime minister and many years as opposition leader. So my point is this. We all knew that after the first 5 years of the Free National Movement, the officer was Sir Lyndon Pinland. And, we were on the ground working with Sir Lyndon Pinland. Some of the guys I'm going to call, Kelsey Lundy, a.k.a. Scrooge. He is a manager at Acapure. You might get us confused, but actually Kelsey Lundy, he was, at that time, the leader of the Rebellion Raiders. And he had a lot of guys on this wing. And he was instrumental in helping the Progressive Liberal Party, along with James Charles, a.k.a. Chucky, myself, and many others. But we were the main factors. And so Lyndon pulled us in. He got us to sit down at the table, and he asked us, why we were fighting and killing and harming one another in the Bahamas. And this is when the gang turf wars was going on. I'm talking about the extremely dangerous turf war where thousands of young men and young female were involved in drugs and violent crimes across the country. And after we met, numerous leaders, also Marvin Bodie, a.k.a., we call him Chief. He reached us. We couldn't find an answer. And then after that, he said, what if you think you young men in this room could get together and see how we can work together and try to see how we can ease this gang war that is happening in the country, but also see how we can change the dynamics of the inner city community. And when he was talking, he was meaning like, let's fix the homes, let's see how we can empower people, let's do something differently. So, this after he lost the election after 92. After that, we was working with Sir Lyndon Pinland for about 10 years. Then he resigned as opposition leader. And then he turned us on to then opposition leader, who became opposition leader, Honorable Perry Gladstone Christie, former Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And like I said, the first time Ingram won, you could sense that the opposition itself, even with Sir Lyndon, the former premier who ruled the country for 25 years, now he is the opposition. A new party in, but the PLP just recently lost the general election. So there are the whole country basically was PLP. But after the Free National Movement won the general election in 1992, there was a shift in the party structure. The Free National Movement gained more traction. They became more powerful in the city community and in the country at large. And then Mr. Ingram just started to develop the country. With Sir Lyndon at the rim as opposition leader, he tried his best to win the Bahamian public over again, talk about the stuff that we talked about, and et cetera, and et cetera. He went to the polls, and he was unsuccessful of winning that general election. You could recall. Why they was unsuccessful? Because sometimes the momentum, it's just too great, just too great. And what I mean by momentum, just that the government at that time, it will not be defeated. It's just like watching the NBA finals sometimes. You would know who's going to win the NBA finals, but the opponent, they themselves know that they're not going to win, but they're still going to put up a fight, because you still have to put a runners up. You still have to fight like in it, You could always tell when a Junkanoo group is going to win the Junkanoo most of the times, right? So sometimes governments will not be defeated in their first term, and this just is my opinion. I feel like coming into this general election coming up, with the dismay in the Free National Movement, I feel that the PLP, and listen, I don't pull for no party. I just go by how everyone is feeling, how I'm reading the newspaper, I'm watching the news, I'm talking to a lot of people, I'm watching what the government is doing, and et cetera, and et cetera. And a lot of people are not really complaining. There are people who complain and saying the government is not doing enough, but talking to a lot of business people from around the country. I talk a lot of business people on both sides, political parties and natural business people. And all of them are saying that the government is doing good business, for the country. So that means everyone who are doing business are kind of happy, they're not disgruntled. So that's a positive sign for the government. I'm saying that the government also needs to focus now on the people in this last 2 years, if they want to succeed to be the next government. Now, mind you, they might win again. But I'm saying that based on the directory, they have momentum. I'm not happy with the performance they're doing on the ground, as far as taxes, BPL, crime, and et cetera. But what I'm saying is that if they start to focus more on the people, and they stand a chance of winning the next general election. Now, let me speak on the opposition side. I feel that the opposition needs to speak more on important matters. For instance, we're reading The Guardian, and it says here, Prime Minister dodges question time. But vast majority of questions go unanswered. And this is what Michael Pintard was doing. And that's why I say Michael Pintard is a good opposition leader. And sometimes going into a general election, you need a strong opposition leader. You need strong opposition. But that's not necessarily means that you're going to win the next general election. Sometimes you just have to gain momentum going into the election, even though you want to win. But the momentum must be so transparent with the next party. What you need to do is get your candidates who are part of the opposition to speak on matters that are affecting the Bahamian people. And that's why I was trying to bait the opposition, to speak up on matters that concern the Bahamian people. I'm not concerned about the election, no. I want the opposition to speak on matters and to hold this government accountable on whatever they say in Parliament. Every MP that speaks for their constituency, if they talk about roads, house, cleanup, and etc., I like for the opposition to speak on these things and see if these things are happening in these constituencies what these MPs represent. You understand? So I want the opposition to speak up. We need a strong opposition to hold government accountable and just make things more transparent. It makes things more easier for us because when the opposition speak on these things, the government starts to act on these things, knowing that the opposition knows these things. I'm gonna let you come. I'm gonna let you come in, and I just want to finish what I'm trying to explain to the general public. So, as I said that last week, I was reading the newspaper, and I saw a comment made by Brent Simonet, and he is supporting Michael Pintard, a former founder of the Free National Movement. He used to support Menace. He lent his support towards Michael Pintard. Michael Pintard is a charismatic politician. He's speaking on matters that are important, but what he needs to do is to speak more on things that are more important to the Bahamian people, like, you understand, on a regular basis, As far as talking about Dr. Menace, many people will hear me having discussions about the former Prime Minister. I'm just like any other ordinary Bahamian who says the same thing. We feel disgruntled on the way how he was treated the last 4 years under that administration and under that leader. And a lot of sour taste in a lot of people's mouths in the country. All right? And I feel that the Free National Movement needs to move on for that. If they want to become the government again in this country, they have to move on from that stage. We can't say someone hold leadership in the country, they fail the Bahamian people. They do a lot of good stuff for the Bahamian people, but they got paid for it. You understand? They got paid for it. You understand? We want people to understand that when you run as an MP, run as a candidate, and then when you become an MP, or when you become the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, you have a great responsibility to fix the problem that are plaguing the Bahamian people for over 40 years in the country. Okay? Look at BPL. Those generators, they say, are going to be in obsolete in the next 5 years, and we're going to have to spend like over $500-600 million on new generators by BPL. We just spent millions about 2 years ago to replace some old generators. Now they're saying now they're going to be obsolete in the next 5-6 years, and we're going to have to come up with $500-600 million. Huh? So anyway, I feel that the Free National Movement has to move on from that. Put a leader like Mr. Pinto and support him. You might not win the next general election, but you have to try. But in the meantime, you might get a couple of seats. Then you go into the next general election. You understand? With a strong opposition. And this could gain traction, and this could lead to you becoming the next prime minister if the government repeats as the next government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Just if the PLP was to win the next general election, you'd have a strong opposition who probably won 7, 8 seats or 5, whatever the situation is, and they have a strong opposition. That could lead to the Free National Movement in the next general election, as long as they keep holding the government foot to the fire to make sure that the government is not doing no scandals. See, if the opposition is strong on the government, then the government can't really do no scandals. And when they do scandals, it will be exposed. And that's more better for me and you. So that's the whole idea of talking about that last week. You understand? I think that the Free National Movement needs to support Michael Pinto. Okay? I'm not, just my opinion. I feel that, Mr. Pinto, like he's speaking on and asking the Prime Minister a lot of questions. And one of the questions he was asking, let me see. He was asking, he was saying, all right. So anyway, I ain't go through all that. But, he asked Brave Davis a few questions, and the Prime Minister said that he didn't answer them, et cetera, et cetera. But that's the whole point about it, And to the PLP, I feel that if they focus now on the Bahamian people, lower taxes, if they can increase minimum wage in the next cycle, and focus like that and do stuff like that, I believe that, they could repeat. And then they have a good replacement after Brave Davis, steps down as leader of the party. You have the Honorable Chester Cooper, That's transition. So they're looking at a good 15-year run. The Free National Movement under Michael Pinto. It could be a 15-year run. He might do 5 years as opposition. Then in between there, could win the general election. Brave Davis stepped down, and then is what's his name? It's Chester Cooper chance. Either way, one day Chester Cooper's going to be leader of the PLP. And he's going to be a great leader. So the Free National Movement needs to do the same thing. They have Michael Pinto. They need to line up some good candidates. The PLP has a good candidate selection for lead up the party. There's going to be nobody other than Chester Cooper. There's nobody in the PLP. That's what I'm saying. Who are qualified and humble and look like transparent. I don't know him personally, but seeing him on news, listen to people talk about him, listen to him talk on the parliament. He don't seem to be arrogant. I think he'd be more concerned about helping the Bahamian people, even though he's a businessman. So we're looking for those kind of personalities in our leaders. So I say the PLP, get a good lineup after Brave Davis. They get Chester Cooper. You get Michael Pinto. Michael Pinto need 10 years as opposition leader. 10 years to try and become the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. So I'd say to the Honorable Minister, former Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, Honorable Hubert Alexander Minnis, show leadership. It doesn't take you to be the leader all the time to lead. Sometimes you lead other people, you teach them what you have learned. And maybe this would enable the Free National Movement to pick up a win in the general election. If people see a former Prime Minister like Dr. Hubert Minnis supporting the opposition leader, Michael Pinto, and helping him, not trying to overshadow him and trying to dethrone him, like the Tommy Toyencrest and Hubert Alexander Ingram 15 years ago. So you understand where I'm coming from? I want a strong opposition. I know that this is the way how we got to use our trigonometry to get the governing party to do better, and we got the trichonomy to get the opposition to do what they're supposed to do. Okay, we're going to take this one call. Go ahead, caller. You're on Inside in the City.
Hey, good afternoon. How you doing, man?
I'm fine. You could speak on any subject you want to speak on. Go ahead.
Good rhetoric on both sides, what you laid out. But in regards to the PLP, I feel they have to move back to the Finland PLP. They straight far away from checking for the people.
Yes, sir.
And just checking for the people who voted for them.
Yes, sir. I would agree. We all agree on that. You're right. You're right on that. Go ahead, sir.
All the businesses that are becoming successful are persons that have supported them during the election.
Yes, sir.
And we are all being it.
Yes, sir. We shouldn't be left out then.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
So, in regards to Michael Pintas, I live in Nassau now for the last 3 years, and just living in Michael Pintas area inside Grand Bahama.
Yes, sir.
And to tell you, this guy is a leader.
He's a leader.
He's on the ground, involved in this community. No one in that constituency,
yes, sir,
I can promise you, would have anything bad to say for Michael Pintas.
That means he's a great leader.
A great leader.
Should be given a chance. He should be given a chance. Yes, sir.
Should be given an opportunity to lead this country.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
You understand? My family started with PLP.
Yes, sir.
Signatories in my family on the Declaration of Independence, as well as General for Finland.
Yes, sir.
You understand? We have voted PLP for many years.
Mm.
And I'm 42 years old now, and I don't really notion nobody or ask no one for nothing.
Yes, sir.
My business is incumbent on my progress. You understand? What I put into it.
Independent. Yes, sir.
Exactly. So I don't really depend on anybody to assist me or give me anything, any handouts or anything. But it's pretty clear and transparent what's going on in the country right now. You have to affiliate yourself
with a party.
With a party in order to be successful in this country.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that has to come to an end.
Yes.
For our country to improve and be one of the best. This man is one of the best little countries in the world.
Yes, sir.
The Bahamas. Nowhere in the world you could find a country like that. Nowhere in the world. Everybody won't come here.
I would agree.
From all countries. They won't come here, they won't spend their money here, they won't live here, they won't vacation here. All that good stuff. You know what I mean? And I really feel the PLP needs to try and get that stream of information out.
Yes, sir.
Sort it out. As well as, I think bravely to put his cabinet in check.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really didn't appreciate, I respect Michael Pintas. You understand?
And you a PLP supporter, but you respect him because you see his personality. Separate
exactly.
that. That's what I want people to understand. Separate the party and just look at the individual and what he's doing on the ground and how, you know, he is his aura. You know, you could tell when someone is a wicked or a bad person, or you could tell. You just could tell. You know, and he's one of them. Seems to be a very nice guy. Just like Chester Cooper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like both of those guys.
I don't have nothing bad to say about Chester.
Yeah.
He's doing an excellent job. I must say that.
Yeah.
A great job in the tourism field. A great job.
Because I've been following him up, you know, and I've been watching him, I've been listening to him, and I say, wow, this man is humble. He would be a great leader, just like Michael Pintas. And that's what the party
He's a product of the soil.
Yeah, sir. Go ahead.
No, man, he's a product of the soil. The PLP, I don't feel that they can win the next election.
Good.
Being on the street and hearing the tone of people.
Yeah.
And how they feel.
Yes, sir.
It isn't like that, like you say, like I said in Finland's day.
That's right.
Whereas you don't have intelligent vehemence anymore.
Yes, sir.
It may have been, say, 60, maybe 40, 60% back in that day who were non-intelligent people who don't really read the news or keep up on what's going on and just listen to the rhetoric of what the party said.
Yes, sir.
But that has changed now.
It has changed. That's what I'm trying to explain now. That's why I have these topics. Go ahead, caller.
You don't You don't have persons actually saying, okay, I was PLP or FNM.
No, you're correct.
You got independent people who
Right.
swing either way.
Yeah, sir. That's what it's all about now. And I just
You
like to say this.
understand?
I just like
the
to say
older
this.
person's fading out.
Yes, I just like to say this, caller. That was just my opinion, that's just me. But what you're saying is completely correct. So I just saying when I said, they could win the next general election, that's just my opinion.
It's possible.
Yes,
Listen to me, if he does what you were saying, check for the people.
Check for the people. Right now, this last 2 years, he stand a chance.
He stand a chance.
Yes.
But you know how Bahamians go.
Yeah, can't be the last minute.
Long leash now.
It can't be the last minute.
No, man.
You better start doing it now.
They don't know you think we skunk now.
Yeah, you know how we go. You better start doing it. Yes.
In 2025, say, okay, we can try table this Freedom of Information Act.
Uh-huh.
We can try do this. We can try pull down the taxes. You know what I mean? Reduce the taxes, all that stuff. Don't try. Do not listen, bro. You will be out of there.
You know why I say that, right? I like this. I was saying those things to get people like yourself who are intelligent to come on the show and talk as well. Go ahead, Carl. You're doing an awesome job. Go ahead.
Exactly. You can't do that, man, because we ain't falling for that.
No more. No, sir.
Bahamians don't put people in.
We vote you
take people out. You understand?
So,
all these elections, you got to see it. And also Menace, I don't know who has his ear.
Go ahead, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
I don't believe it has to be the same person who told him to have the snap election.
Must be, because they was really smart too. They dome themselves. Boy, they were smart, eh? They dome themselves. Whatever intelligence he had, there was some good intelligence, but
man.
He fired himself.
Man.
You ever seen one fire himself?
He fire yourself.
Fire yourself. You go and call a snap.
You should have let the time go. Open the country up. Let the Bahamian people see, okay, money coming back in now. We getting on the streets now. We free now. And then you have the election on the scheduled time.
Yes, sir.
I for the life of me, I do not understand why this guy called a snap election, knowing what I was hearing on the street. Nobody like you.
No one like you. No, and that was the information on the road. Everyone can tell you no one like the Free National Movement for the lockdown. So,
exactly.
So who his intelligent agent was or consultant was and gave him that crap, but boss, everything cool, everyone love you. They just said it was getting their money. See what money is cost. The same consultant who come and talk to them. They won't even get straight. They just want to give you some good news, but the news ain't so good. They only tell you that to make you look good because they know very well everyone against you. But he's your consultant and he's your people who, boy, boss, you good. Go ahead, Chief.
So, Menace ain't enough for them. You think it is put his hand behind him as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
The deputy has put his hand behind him.
Yes.
No one is contesting his position.
Yes, because they understand. They understand his personality. Yes, sir.
It's getting a younger group of persons in the party. What I suggest that they do is go there and find some other persons, like-minded,
yes,
who are willing to see this country and the Bahamian people be successful.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes,
all
sir.
Bahamians.
All Bahamians.
Not just a few. All Bahamians be successful. This is a great country, man.
Yes, sir.
This is a great country.
We just need to
we
get
don't even deserve to be here. You understand?
Because
we ain't nowhere in the world you could go. You don't have no war. You understand? No one trying to bomb you up all the time. We have our little crime and violence or whatever. That's everywhere.
No poison snake. No alligator.
Snake. You
can swim in all the waters. You can go in the bush.
Whatever. You straight.
We have climate like no other in the world.
Oh, man. The greatest country
in the world. Sometimes it's rainy. Sometimes it's sunny. Sometimes it's breezy. You know?
Oh, man.
And then
once we could get everything in order.
Yes, sir.
Get the right people in there who care about
the country. Not the parties. Who
care about Bahamians. You understand? Like in America, everyone hates Donald Trump, right?
Yes.
But what he put first?
The American citizen. I must say that with him. I can say that with him.
That's why they won't get him back in there.
Yeah, because he always talk about America. He told me.
That's all he talking about.
Yeah, get those companies back in America.
Exactly. All the industries.
Back in America.
All the other stuff, get them back in America.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Same thing in the Bahamas. We need to have That Bamsey thing, they need to expand that, expand that.
Yes, that's supposed to be expanded on all the
It's
family
supposed to be a
islands.
self-sufficient country.
Yes, instead of spending billions on imported food,
Exactly.
which are unhealthy and very harmful to the BME people, which will not be accepted
That's right.
in Europe and Russia, places that
That's right.
ban foods that are coming in the Bahamas because
Everything will come to the Bahamas. Can't go nowhere else
it's
in the world.
world.
Nowhere else in the world. So why are we accepting that?
And then we get high diabetes, we get cancer, and we wondering why.
Everything high.
That's why Dr. Dowell needs to speak up on this stuff and see how we could stop exporting
They need
these
to be
things.
honest.
They need to be honest because this food we're eating is putting these diseases on us and we're importing in the countries. And these the same business people are talking about earlier who have these companies, these foreign companies in America and so forth, bringing this poisonous food in the country and got our hospital overwhelmed.
That is correct.
You understand?
That is correct.
And that's on the governments, not one government who came in power over the last 40, 50
All
years in the
governments.
country.
All governments.
So-
And then what I don't really like about certain governments is that
Yes, sir.
things that are in place, contracts that were maybe in place from two previous governments ahead of you, which were signed, but then they come to fruition.
Mm.
And now you're the one taking all the credit, saying we do this or we do that. You all ain't do nothing. But like the port in Freeport,
Yes, sir.
man, for 10, 15 years now, that was on the drawing table.
Mm.
You understand? You had the pandemic,
Yes, sir.
then you had the hurricane.
Yes, sir.
That pushed all that back.
Okay.
Minutes would have been the one, you understand, under his regime, to get that thing sorted out.
Okay.
But all that stuff pushed it back.
Yeah.
You understand? It started from Christie time.
Yes.
You understand?
So what's happening now with what you are talking about now in Freeport?
With the Eastern Port,
Yeah,
man, everything going smooth with that,
So
man.
the
That doesn't start, that done off the ground. Next year, that can be open.
wow, it's going to be beneficial to Freeport.
In a way, well, for certain vendors.
Okay.
Because being in the maritime industry,
okay, yeah, big money in that. Oh yeah.
exactly,
Oh, big
and,
note,
and
big
you
money.
have to
Yeah.
be around that area
Yes, sir. Yeah.
in order to get some money out of it.
Yes.
Because
yes.
only the vendors, them people ain't gonna leave that place, man.
Wow.
I telling you that now.
Wow.
You understand?
So it's a great
They won't
opportunity.
leave that area.
That would be a great opportunity.
Exactly. You could build townhouses, Airbnbs, things like that up in East End. Because East End really don't have nothing up there.
Okay.
But it will be a great opportunity for the residents.
It'd be a boost to the economy and get
Oh,
people
yeah.
to
Oh,
moving.
yeah.
It's something
Man,
like
you
what?
have the shipyard in Grand Bahama.
Wow.
Right? Then you have two ports where they say they're developing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Grand Bahama on its way back, man.
Okay.
If they can sell that hotel and build some more hotels around there,
Mm-hmm.
Grand Bahama will be in good shape.
Yeah, because you get more guests, what I call customers, then you have more people who will build a A, B, and B. You know. They
Yeah,
get-
exactly.
Yes. It's something like what they're doing in Exuma, Chester Cooper. You know.
Ah.
So it's similar. So we need more expansion programs like this.
Way more.
Yes.
And
that's not-
the situation with the port.
yes, sir.
Now, being a resident in Freeport for over 20 years,
Yes, sir.
Freeport people don't want the government getting in charge of Grand Bahama.
Reason
The
why?
mere fact that if you look in East End and West End, you could tell the difference.
There's some difference.
Those are the government areas.
Oh, that government areas. Run down, eh?
Run down, trash, you understand?
No maintenance.
Freeport is clean.
Wow.
You hear me?
Wow.
Clean and pristine. It may not be much cars on the road right now because here much business around.
Okay.
But trust me, the infrastructure is in place, and the place is beautiful.
Wow.
The place is beautiful. All the port has to do now is to gather potential clients and potential investors
Yes, sir.
to invest in the island.
Wow. Awesome. They need a sign
You
of
understand? That's
fresh air.
That's it.
Because Freeport is
The
being...
government has to also be more transparent in how much money on what does the port owe you for. Don't just tell us they owe you $300-something million, but you weren't giving us the specifics.
Oh,
You
yeah.
understand? Because everybody know the Hospital Creek Agreement thing. The port pays the government agencies salaries, right?
Yes, sir.
All the government agency salaries they pay. What, in addition to that, what else do they have to pay? You know, and where is the money that the port gives the government going to? Is it coming back to Grand Bahama? or is it just going in Nassau? You understand? These are the questions the Yemen people are asking. And for the Prime Minister and his ministers to not answer the questions of the opposition,
Yes.
that I think he feels he's been given these questions by the people in this community. You understand? Don't just try to say, oh, he just doing this and doing that. That man is going to win the F&M nomination.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
Caller.
He's going to win the F&M nomination. He's going to be the leader of the F&M after June 1st.
Okay. Caller, 1
You
second.
understand?
Give me 1 second. Caller, you know something? Listening to you. You are what the country also need. You're a PLP supporter. But you were here having a conversation just like I was having earlier, talking about Michael Pinta and the personalities and stuff like that. You're like what the country needs. A person like yourself who, even though you're a part of a party, you put where right is because you're a true Bahamian. See, I want people to understand and listen to you. You understand? Because you are a true Bahamian, my brother.
Yes, sir.
You're a true Bahamian. We need more people that take the same path that you're on. Go ahead, caller.
But I bleed black, aquamarine, and yellow, buddy.
Say it again.
Black,
Say it again.
Black, aquamarine, and yellow.
So you know
That's all I bleed. You understand?
Okay.
That's the Yemen flag.
Okay.
But I grew up in the Dundas Center Performing Arts.
Yes, sir.
You understand? Culture.
You
know what I mean? Percival Francis, all these people,
Yes, sir.
know them very well.
Wow.
You understand? We grew up in the culture. Grew up in the Bahamian culture. And all I want to do is see my country. I have 3 daughters, man. Young daughters.
Yeah.
I want to see them grow in this country. I don't want them to leave this country.
You
understand?
I
I don't want them to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
I want them to be here, nurtured, have the same growing pains I went through.
Yes.
Like I said, it's a great country, man.
Yes. You say
I want them to go in the bush, run up on some hard rock. You understand? Tear their foot up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And enjoy their life in this great country.
Yeah. You want to enjoy what the Bahamas supposed to be like. The country's so
Yes,
bored
man.
now. You can't go to nightclubs no more. You can't go, it's like we ain't an island no more. We need to regain that, man. We had so much.
Nothing's over the hill. There is nothing over the hill anymore. There used to be clubs over the hill, live concerts, live bands where the tourists used to go and
all kind of stuff,
fun and be safe and celebrate.
All you can do
Everything has been centralized to these conglomerates, hotels, and thing and all these type of stuff. Understand? I pass a guy on the side of the road every day working for one of the hotels. He was to be in the King of Nights all the time by Crystal Palace. Understand? I pass Quincy Pratt. The boxer driving taxi. None of these governments willing to help this man. This man, I told him myself, you was a Bahamian here. I looked up to you when I was in primary school and in high school, man. I watched you and Ray Minus fight. You understand? You all were great people. That's what we need to get back to, man. Uplifting our Bahamian people.
Yes, they icons in the country.
Putting them first.
Yes.
Putting us first.
Yeah, we had the same.
You understand?
Yes,
There's no yellow and no red, man.
No.
You understand? It's Bahamian.
Once you become the government,
aquamarine and gold.
Once you become the prime minister of the country, you are prime minister for all. You're prime minister for the F&M. You're prime minister for everyone. That's what people need to understand. When you become
someone support your party, you don't gotta big up their business and support them and give them all type benefits and thing and all that, man.
No.
If you're doing that for them, do that for everybody.
Yes, trickle it down.
Pilling, one thing I can say about Pilling, everybody know Pilling was getting these stuff. You understand what I'm saying? But guess what? Everybody was eating.
Yes, you get it right, because he creates so much millionaires. He creates so much millionaires in this country. You understand, my brother? You talking real truth.
And they gone away from that.
Yeah.
Far away from that, man.
It's supposed to be
far away from that. I tell him my granddad rolling over me grave because of this PLP party, man. You understand? I didn't know that. I had the utmost respect for him. That man tell me, say, anybody who had arrogance, especially I never wear arrogance in my life. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Things like that. I respect that man. So whatever he told me, I take that to heart.
Yeah.
I took that to heart.
So let me ask you a question. What are some of the faults you see in the country right now? Sense that you want your daughters to stay here, you want them to get married, you want them to go in the bush, and get a foot cut, you want them to have a good husband in this country. Right? Tell me some of the faults you see in the country right now.
In general, it's just too much, what you call it now? when a person is victimization.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's big in the country. Yeah.
People are afraid to stand up for the country
Yeah.
because you can get victimized.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just spoke to a lady a few minutes ago before I came on the air with you,
Yes, sir.
who told me about a uniformed officer, right?
Go ahead, sir.
Wasn't in uniform at the time, right? Jumped in front of this lady. She asked the lady, say, "Oh, you jump in front of me and you didn't even say anything." The lady said, "So who you is?" You understand what I'm saying? When the lady left, the lady came down and said, when I in my uniform, you can see what time it is. You understand?
Yeah.
Government workers, I in the private sector. I have to do my job. I getting fired. You understand?
Yes, sir.
A lot of government workers
Abuse.
are not doing their job. But because they are put there by so-and-so,
Political.
you can't touch them.
Yeah. And they use that position of power to oppress.
Victimize
and,
other person.
Yes, yes. And that's
Can't touch them. Can't touch them.
And they say that they more and more, like you said, the lady said what she's going to do when she put on the
Exactly.
uniform. That means when she go and put on a police uniform and she come back there, you know she ain't
you
hearing
lock up.
nothing.
You
Yeah,
lock
she
up,
ain't
I can
hearing
do
nothing.
this.
And if that lady or someone open their mouth, they lock up. And guess what? They're going to get hauled.
That's right.
They're going to get hauled to the station. And then they're going to get mistreated in the station. These are things I
That's
want
right.
Michael Pintard, the opposition leader, to be speaking on. See, these are things I want him to be speaking. So when he's reading the newspaper and he's seeing these abuses and stuff, go do his research and then go speak on it and see how we can address these matters. Because these same matters, we address them, we change the directory of this country. What we start to do, like how you talked about, she said, man, she going to go and put on a uniform. But now, if we start to enforce where we have private entities that could counteract a person like that who abusing their power, we'd go a long way in the country.
Exactly.
We'd go a long way in the country.
Exactly. This country is dependent on our people.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Our people is our best resource.
Our best resource. That's
Our
what-
best resource. People come here all the time and say, "Oh, I'm so happy they came here. The people so nice, this and that." Ray. The same thing that the U.S. putting out there.
The travel advisory. Let's hear about that. What's your
People are
opinion
not
on that?
listening to that, you know.
Let me ask you a question. Are they coming over the hill?
No.
Oh.
I see some of them walking around, taking a chance, but the overwhelming majority are not coming over the hill.
Not the overwhelming majority, you know.
Not the overwhelming majority.
But a lot of...
And guess what? These same guys who doing all this foolishness, they don't bother them.
No, that's what I'm trying to explain to people. The guys who are doing foolishness on the streets don't bother with tourists. You understand? They don't bother with tourists. So what I want
They
to
understand. Trust
They
me,
understand. They understand
understand.
what'll happen if you bother with a guest that comes to the Bahamas. So that advisory, that travel advisory, that was just a smoke screen so that we wouldn't be able to have tourists to come over here and spend.
But you
some
have to
honest
realize
dollars.
as well,
Go ahead, sir.
we are in competition with Florida.
Oh, so that's the whole problem. Oh, I see what you're saying now.
You understand?
Yeah.
We are in direct competition with the Key West, the Florida Keys, Miami.
With them cruise
You know
ships.
what I mean? We used to go over there for holidays, but
Yeah.
these people just come here.
Yeah, you're right.
Right?
So it's competition.
All right, then.
So anything
That's what that was for.
anything to minimize the guests coming to the Bahamas,
Exactly.
we reward them to Florida so that we'd have the Americans and wherever Chinese coming in and spending the money in America and keep the money in America, not in the Bahamas. It's all about the money.
correct.
It's all about the money, my brother. Because you know
Absolutely correct.
when they see that 9
And in
million
terms-
visitors.
In terms of the cruise ship passengers, right?
Yes, sir.
If you have, say on a ship, say 4,000 persons come off that ship,
Yes, sir.
I could guarantee you only about, say, 40 to 50 of those persons actually spending money in the Bahamas.
And we're not benefiting from.
No,
And that's
not
why,
at all.
That's why I said
So stop saying that, oh, the numbers is this and the numbers is that.
when we ain't benefiting
When
from
you
it.
when you clearly know that ain't trickling down to nobody.
Okay, so the cruise ship is making the money. The
cruise
restaurants,
The port
the port
itself,
making the money.
exactly.
McDonald's,
maybe
McDonald's,
the
McDonald's.
place right on the corner there where they
Yeah.
sell all the rum and get people drunk all the time.
Yeah. And the McDonald's and stuff with the tourists
Yeah,
walking and a couple
things
of
what
little,
they know about.
Yeah, so what you're trying to say, right up in that particular area where the cruise port is and the cruise ships is, that's where the money is spent.
That's where the money is.
And I always say this. You know, I live right Grandstand, which is probably 200 steps away from Bay Street, and they're all young. I know how the money's come over there. The little American money that comes over there. Just say that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that just say Bay Street makes $100 million this year, right? I'd say about 2 or 3 million comes over there. How? Taxi drivers.
You got it.
The people who braid here, the guys who probably working on the ferry. So what I'm trying to say, we'd have 100 million make down Bay Street, right? And we only getting 2 million. The only way it comes over in little amount. That's why I don't understand why Bahamians, instead of having Bahamian dollars, we supposed to be having a lot of American money in our hand. We don't have no American money like that. It's impossible with all the gas coming from the U.S. and reaching the bomb. We can't even have American money in our hands. We right close to Bay Street. Like you said, it's not trickling down. We have to find a way how we could trickle this money down and we could stop unemployment in this country, period. Easy. In a 5-10 year period. All of it is simple economics. You have to promote the product. Yes. You understand? The same way they putting all these things on the subway, but tourism in the Bahamas all this. Put something there, say you can go to Baintown or Grandstown. Right. You understand what I said? Let the people in those communities know, hey, Bill and Lil, get that club back open again, man. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. Get that club back open, get some Bahamian artists or performers in here. Yes. Let's have some live music and thing in here. And trust me, you will see that thing spin right around. Yeah, I know. That's what these people want. They want the culture. Yeah, they want the culture. They want our American culture when they come here. They want our culture. They want to come out here and eat some steamed fish, some fried fish, some conch salad, some conch fritter. And feel safe and secure. Yeah, they want to eat some juju, eat some sour soup, eat some dilly, eat some canap. You got your coconut stalls. Yes, sir. Exactly. Yes, we can make it happen. We can turn this around here. It's up to us. Yes, sir. I ain't depend on these politicians anymore. No. It's up to us to instigate. You understand what I'm saying? Get mad, because we tired. Yeah. You have to be tired and fed up. Yes, sir. To the same status quo for generations and generations. Yeah. I've been talking about the Bamsey thing. Before, Bamsey was Bamsey from primary school. Yeah. Michael Primary, we used to have all our seeds and things. Make all our plants. When you a couple months go, we got vegetables and fruits. Yes, and healthy vegetables. You understand? And healthy vegetables and fruit. In fact, exactly. I picked some tomatoes off my grandmother's tree in the yard. Now, tomatoes in the shops cost close to $3 for one round tomato. My uncle planted about a few tomato trees. You need to see how much tomatoes we got off those trees. You understand? Exactly. But like I said, one tomato in the shop costs $2 to $3, but you could grow that. And guess what? These tomatoes and things smell so good. They were so healthy. You understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's our land, man. Yeah. We could produce a lot of good stuff. Yeah, man. You did a wonderful job. Especially in Andros. Yeah. You want to say anything else before we go? No, man. That's all I got to say, man. Thank you for your time, and I really appreciate it. Oh, man. Thanks a lot, man. You did wonders on the show tonight, man. You make a lot of excellent points. Okay, we got a next caller. Caller, you did an excellent job. Go ahead, caller. Caller, you there? Good afternoon, Scrooge. How are you? Good afternoon. You was late last week, eh? Okay. I called to find out exactly where your restaurant is. Is it still open? No, still by St. Francis Hotel? Yes, ma'am. I'm almost finished. I need 1 or 2 more months and I could be completely finished and open. You're going to enjoy it. Okay, so you let us know when you're opening it then. Yes, ma'am. I definitely will. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Tonight. Thank you. Hello. Okay. Hey. Hey.
I want to hear you, this Sparky boy.
Where's that Spark?
Don't cut me off, please.
Just the producer, but go ahead, let's see. Go ahead, Spark. I hear from you so long.
Man, you're Cutler, and the producer is Cutler.
You ain't me.
I know, you love me.
Yeah, I mean, what was happening?
You gonna be around there tonight?
Yes, sir.
What time you gonna be there?
I'll leave in there right after I leave from the Garden Radio.
Yeah, that's right around the corner.
Yes, sir.
I'm coming to hold you tonight.
Yes, sir, Mr. Sparky. It's so good to hear from you.
You can put your $20 back in your pocket. You ain't got to pay me.
Okay. So I get a $6 Spark.
No, the doctor stopped them from drinking.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I was falling in love with Mr. Arthur Guinness.
Okay.
And the doctor said, if I fall in love with a man named Arthur Guinness, they will call me gay. And I don't want that to happen.
What they call you, gay?
Gay. like, hi, Shine, how you doing?
Sparky, you need to stop, man.
I see it, man.
Okay, Sparky. Good to hear from Sparky, man. You know, Sparky is good for the country, you know, and that's my boy. You know, he's everyone's friend, you know, and he makes everyone laugh and he stands up to me and people, you know. He boisterous, you know, but I mean, we love him, you know, we love him. I ain't gonna lie, he's big people out. You don't believe, but ain't around the corner, people all say, Gucci, you and Sparky is good sometime, but that's your boy though. I like to hear him and you all two go at it, but that's my boy, but you though. Good night, Sparky. Go ahead, caller. Caller, you there? I think they left, eh? Wow. So, we got a next caller? Look like we get a next caller. Caller, if you're there, you're on inside the inner city. You there, caller? I guess they left. Yeah, so, you know, we were talking about Michael Pintard. We were talking about Chester Cooper. I like that caller who called in before Sparky because he is a Bahamian. You understand? Just like me. So that's why I had this conversation on the show from last week and continued this week. Because I wanted us to look beyond politics and just look at the individual. Right? Because we're the citizens. And as citizens, you know, even though we are back and forth with the PLP and FNM, we still have to look at our candidates and see, you know, who is the best fit. You know, who we think, you know, would be the best leader. Now, we might not have a hand and say in the matter besides when we go to vote, to register to vote and when we vote during the general election, right? But the parties now have to have people who care about the Bahamian people. Understand that when you become the MP of Bain and Grandstand, you're the MP for the whole of Bain and Grandstand, and politics is out the way. When you become the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, you are both the leader of the Free Nation, both leader of the opposition, you're both leader of the PLP, but you overall is the leader for the whole entire country, the 700 islands, the 700 keys. You know, and your job is to make sure that every Bahamian that lives here has a better way of life, make things easier. Huh? I think we have a next call on the line. Let me see if I get it on. Go ahead, caller. Caller, you there? Okay, let me try it again. Good night, caller. You there?
Yes, good evening, Scrooge. How you doing, man?
I'm fine. Go ahead. Good night to you.
Hey, Scrooge, I just want to put a different spin on things.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. It's your time to talk. Go ahead.
Earlier, you started out by talking about how the opposition and the government both are like the same side of the same coin, both on different sides of the same coin in terms of one is His Majesty's loyal opposition and one is His Majesty's loyal government.
Yes, sir.
And see, that's crucial. You see, because what we have to understand is that ain't nothing can change, Scrooge, unless the system changes.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
So, no matter how much good talk people come with, you know what I mean? Because, if you want to talk about good talk, look at Barack Obama.
Yes, sir. You correct.
Barack Obama captivated the world.
Yes, sir. And he fooled everyone in.
But when he went into his presidency,
yes, sir,
he did more than what his predecessor did in terms of he was just focused on what they had to do as a government.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? He increased drone strikes, had what they call, I forgot what they call it, but where he could kill people just on suspicion, but with drone strikes with no trial. You understand?
Yes, sir.
That's the thing Barack Obama did. So go ask black people what Barack Obama did for them with all that talk and all that emotion and all that support they gave him. Ask them what they got in return for it.
Nothing.
You understand? So I'm not trying to say that Mr. Pintard isn't sincere with his good talks, right? But good talks, it should be nothing to us, man.
I agree.
We hear good talks for decades, brother.
I agree.
You understand where I'm coming from? We
Yes,
don't
sir.
hear someone coming talking about changing the system.
That's right.
The system that allows them to do what they're doing. You understand where I'm coming from? We won't hear a change in the system.
Yes, my brother.
All right? So as long as the system stay in place, we will continue to be puppets as long as we allow people who could talk, speak,
Yes, sir.
to swing us because that's the golden thing to be a politician, to have a good tongue.
Good tongue.
You understand? To be able to manipulate people, man.
And then when you get in power, you just Trying on the people.
We didn't see the pattern, Scrooge.
Yeah, we over and over.
We didn't see the pattern.
Yes.
And I mean, so what if individuals made a few of us rich? So what?
They need to make a lot more
It's
richer.
the majority of us that should be the focus.
Yes, sir, you're right.
You understand where I'm coming
Yes,
from,
sir.
Scrooge?
Yes, sir. You're right,
Now,
sir.
now, let me say something
Go ahead. It's your time.
about Sir Lyndon Finland. And this might hurt a lot of people's feelings because they see him more like a god figure, right? But you have to understand. To me, he failed. You understand? And let me tell you why, Scrooge.
Go ahead, sir.
All right? We are African people. We are a different race of people who were being like so-called having a revolution from a different race of people.
Yes, sir.
Right? So now, when you come into your revolution, right, you're supposed to put certain things in place to suit the demographics of your people.
You're right.
supposed to
You're
change the
right.
education
Yes,
system.
sir. I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, go ahead.
About themselves. You know, the kind of way so Lyndon Finland died, and I think after he died is when we changed Columbus Day.
Yeah.
You understand where I'm coming from? Everything remained the same when the PLP came to power. All right? Nothing changed. You understand where I'm coming from? So Lyndon Finland, see, like I said before, we were supposed to have a revolution. You understand? We were coming from colonialism and slavery, brother.
Yeah.
You understand? And the reason why that happened, Scrooge, is because the men who took over back then, who we give all these praises for as the founding fathers, they had no idea what they wanted to do. You understand? Like they was even surprised that they even got the power.
And when they got the power, all them got themselves rich and forget about the majority.
Because they had no plan.
They didn't know.
They had no real plan.
Oh, I see.
You understand? It was
I see.
You understand where I come from? Like I said before, what they were supposed to have done was they were supposed to reform the system.
Yes.
You understand? And it's because of
the system is the same.
Of teaching us who we are as black people.
Yeah.
That we have this big confrontation and can't see our Haitian brothers and sisters the way we should appreciate them.
Yes. You're right, my brother. We all trying to hate on the Haitian people. We know our true natures.
Because we were not educated properly. To understand who we are and where we came from and understand what brought us the way we are now.
You're right, sir.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, like I said before, a lot of people like to love upon Sir Lyndon, etc., but all he did was make himself and the people around him set them up in a way where they still controlling us to this day, man.
You're right, sir.
You understand? His government, his original black government, majority government, is the foundation of the black oligarchy in this country.
Oh, wow. You're right. Wow.
You understand where I come from, my brother?
Go ahead, my brother. Preach.
So let's not get it twisted, man.
I feel you.
All right, let's look at it for what it really supposed to be, man.
And that's why I was talking the way I was talking to get people like yourself to come on to vindicate, like to talk about these kind of stuff, you see?
Yeah, but man, we need to talk about things from a new perspective.
Yes.
I'm tired of hearing the same old, and they ain't getting us nowhere, man. Let's talk about real, man.
Yes.
You understand? But
yes.
like I said before, I mean, he did not revolutionize the system the way it should have been revolutionized in terms of black people coming from under colonialism from white people. You understand? They kept everything the same.
Yeah.
The only thing they changed was the color of the skin of the people inside the House of Assembly.
Yeah.
You understand where I come from?
Yes, sir.
So I mean, so let's not get it twisted, man. Let's not fall for sweet talks of politicians.
Yeah.
Let's demand a change of the system.
Yeah.
You understand? Let us demand a change of the system. Let us see things like when you come to us and you promise us something, and if it don't show up, you got to be held accountable.
That's why I'm speaking on little.
We ain't got to wait no 5 years before you come.
Okay, yeah.
You understand? I'm from things like that. I mean, let us start and let us start to say, well, you know, when it comes, let us put more focus,
emphasis
on trying to punish people for corruption too.
That's right.
You know, because I hear all kind of talks where our own government want to punish whistleblowers.
Yeah.
What kind of government want to punish the people that more expose corruption? A corrupt government, brother.
We saw that in the immigration department a few months ago.
You understand? I mean,
we just saw it about a year ago.
In the ombudsman bill, they want to remove the word corruption. You understand? The Freedom of Information Act, they want to water it down. They don't even want to give it to us. They play a yo-yo with it. 1 minute, Fred Mitchell saying, we ain't into that right now. And then when the people ask us, he say, man, y'all can't take a joke.
Oh, like if it was a joke.
Yeah, be serious, but I think now.
Yeah. Be serious with it.
I mean, we just, man, come up. But see, Scrooge, we are not our generation. We are not the generation before us, man. No. Because see, when you think about it, you have to think about how really uneducated the people were back in the days of the PLP.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, they were like a bunch of, I mean, like not trying to put it like that, but like, a bunch of straw vendors and people of that lower mindset who sit around and just talk about things that didn't have nothing to do with government because they've had so much trust in the black people. Now. You understand? The conversations with like little children, they'd be talking around the place, like the kind of conversations when you go listen to the things they're talking about. You understand where I'm from? But we are not the same now. We are educated now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We are conscious now. You know, we understand how government's supposed to run, and we want it to run the way it's supposed to run.
Yes, sir.
But first, we as a people must stop eating the foolishness they're giving us, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell the people now.
Yeah, man. So, but like I say, Scrooge, man, enough respect.
Yeah,
like
man.
I say, always in the things that you're doing in your community.
Yeah, man.
And your fearlessness on the radio and how you you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I respect that, man, Scrooge.
Yeah.
But like I say, man, we as a people really need to change the narrative, man.
Yep.
Because if we don't change the narrative,
our children
then
can
we
suffer.
keep doing the same thing, man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we keep on suffering. We can suffer.
You
We can
understand
suffer.
where I'm coming from?
We can suffer.
You know what I
We
mean?
keep on
We
suffering.
need to stop giving people a bunch of credit
Yep.
for only for themselves.
That's right, my brother. Thank you very much, man.
Peace and love, your Scrooge.
Respect.
One love, man.
Yeah, man. Boy, these some good callers tonight. And see, this is the kind of conversation they have. As a talk shows, you can't get agitated when people giving their 2 cents because sometimes what the people are saying are true. And as a talk shows, you want to have a good conversation with people so they can understand that you are what you say you are, and that's why I love to have these conversations so we can have regular citizens who know what's going on. To have an opportunity to speak without interrupting them. I interrupt you sometimes just to make a little point, but I always allow people to talk. Once they're talking positive, they're not talking hate, I would always do that. And guess what? The callers tonight are just awesome. We're going to take this next call. You guys are just doing a fantastic job here tonight. Go ahead, caller. This is our final call for the night. You're on Inside the Inner City on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Caller, you there? I guess they are left. Yeah. So again, I want to give a shout out to some of my friends out there. Some people, hail me up and tell me they appreciate me. Just like the caller said, they like how I'm outspoken. They like the positive of the talks that I do on radio. I hit a lot of topics in the country. And I do that because I feel if you want to change the directory of the country, you have to be able to speak on the matter and get the public involved. And as you can see, the public is involved, and I'm happy. That the public's involved and that they giving their opinion. I know it's being well received out there, and I hope that the powers to be, and I know that they're listening, that make the necessary changes. Michael Pendat, you heard the caller just now, said that, we ain't to that sweet talk. We ain't to that sweet talk. Yes, he might be charismatic, but the caller is stating that, we need a change in how things are governed in the country. And that's what the show was about today, we have to change the directory on how our opposition do business in the country. Hold the government accountable. Like the caller stated, there are things going on in the country that the government speaks on, and they're not doing it in a timely fashion. The opposition needs to speak on that. And the opposition itself, like the caller is referring to, they have to say to themselves that and tell their party members that, hey, if we successful in being the next government, we have to focus on changing the tree of the system. And to change that, the change has to be made that we're going to deal with taxes, we're going to deal with development, we're going to deal with human growth, we're going to deal with healthcare in the country, we're going to increase, the minimum wage, the change in the country that the caller's talking about. It can't be the late great Sir Lyndon Pinland got voted in, and he himself became very wealthy off his private practice and also as being the premier of the country, because incentives come with that. When you're doing business with big companies and you sign a deal and you have them get like custom duty, because you're the government and you're the prime minister, and these particular things, like when you in charge of government, you got the custom departments. So when you're doing business with foreign companies and you give them some of the crown land and etc., they will give you incentives. You understand? That's just a part of it. And most of our politicians get enriched like that because they be able to send you to the license building or give you information how to get your license. Like if I'm a foreign investor, like I'm investing in the Bahamas, like what Chester Cooper's doing. So what I see is doing business with them, he would also use his position as to say, we're going to help your tax-free duty here. We're going to let customers bring in this, we're going to work with BPL and this, we're going to work with the immigration to get your employees that are coming from the States regulated and et cetera, et cetera. This is how we're going to go about it. And this is what the caller's talking about right now. And this is what our previous government were doing, because we have prime ministers and stuff like that who, before they became millionaires, they were just politicians. You understand? When they get in politics, they became millionaires. How did they get it? Well, we don't have no evidence to prove where they get it from. But, like I said, unknowingly, I know where it come from. I don't know what company was running in the 1970s or whatever. But whatever company is doing business in the country, once deals were done, there's always a little pink like that. Because you remember when Hubert Alexander Ingram step aside and former Minister of National Security Tommy Trank was the opposition leader. And then you see where the white knights offer Hubert Alexander Ingram $3 million to come back. This was in the newspaper or the Punch. To come back to oust Tommy Tranquest. And he did that. So even Ingram here in the country got incentives, from the white knights who gave him $3 million to come back to be leader of the Free National Movement again, because they feel that at that time, the Honorable Tommy Tranquest wasn't doing enough, like how people are trying to oust Michael Pentat. We got the former Prime Minister, Minnis, and then you have former Minister Desmond Bannister, and a few other supporters of Minnis, and they're trying to oust Michael Pentat. So it's no difference when Ingram was called back and given $3 million by the White Knights to replace Tommy Tranquest. So like the caller stated, it's the same thing over and over. And it's not about the sweet talk I was talking about, a little earlier. Being nice and calm and all that, yeah, that's all good. But what the caller says that we didn't see that smoke screen. What we need to see is action and performance and change the system. Make it beneficial for the Bahamian system, for the Bahamian people. Okay? Make it easier and make it better for the Bahamian people. I guess that's what the caller's calling to say. We're going to take this last call. Go ahead, caller. You're on Inside Inner City on Guardian Radio.
Brother Brown, I hope you...
Hey, look at my boy, Mr. Thompson.
Are those actions constitutionally sound, yes or no?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, Mr. Thompson.
That is what you need to put out to the public.
Go ahead, sir.
If one uses a position to enrich himself, that is sinful.
That is sinful.
That is wrong. It's ungodly.
Yes.
It's not Christian.
Yes,
We're
sir.
to run this country by Christian values and the rule of law.
Yes, Mr.
The
Thompson.
only money they're supposed to get is what the Bahamian people pay.
I would agree.
So I was listening to you very carefully, and what I'm going to say is that kind of thing we must get rid of completely.
Yes,
We're
sir.
going into our 52nd year.
Yes, sir.
We're going to celebrate 51 years. I don't tell the people in Fort and Castle now, we're going to have our celebration in here.
Wow.
Independence celebration. I will personally take the lead, being the leading man in Fort and Castle,
You are the leading man.
and show them that we need to turn from our wicked ways.
Yes, sir.
God's people got wicked ways,
Yes,
That's
sir.
the only way I know it was in 2 Chronicles 7:14.
Okay, sir.
And God tells us in Isaiah 60, verse 1, cry aloud, spare not, lift up your voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions and the house of Jacob their sins. That's what we're supposed to be doing. We have to repent of our wicked ways, and we must not elects people who live in the dark.
They-
God says men love darkness rather than light because
Wow.
their deeds are evil,
Wow.
Mr. Brown.
Yes, sir.
You don't elect them kind of people.
I don't like them.
Well, I don't blame you.
I was a wicked person until I changed my life. I was a God-fearing man now.
If God could change a wicked soul like Sidney MacArthur, Walter Thompson, he could change all them people out there.
Yes, sir. I agree with
They
you,
have
sir.
to be willing to follow God.
Yes, sir.
That's what I wanted to say on
You did a wonderful job, sir, on how you said it. And it was
So those days, like what has happened in the past,
Yes, sir.
with those particular personalities,
Yes, sir.
those days will come to an end. We go into our 52nd year. We don't need that kind of crap. We will call them out, Brother Brown, because we know exactly who they are over the last 50 years and 10 months.
Yes, sir.
Do you know it's 50 years and 10 months since independence?
Wow.
We got 2 more months before we end our 51st year, you know.
Wow.
So we're going to work on that. But
Yes, sir.
I heard the tail end of the show, and I say, well, I got to call.
Yeah, no problem, sir. You also, you welcome always, sir. You
Well,
sir.
I know you're the man, you allow people to speak freely.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
don't interfere with people's constitutional rights.
No, sir. No,
Not
sir.
you,
No,
not
sir.
Brother Brown.
No, sir.
You're a repentant man.
Yes, sir.
Tell them they need to follow your example. Drop
Yes.
those wicked ways.
Yes, sir.
Good. Thank you very much, Brother
Thank
Brown.
you, Mr. Thompson.
Yeah, okay.
And I also want to congratulate you on Global, on your
Yeah,
wonderful talk show. I had a wonderful time 2 weeks ago, and people still talking about the show we were on the other day. I was in the bar the other day.
Listen, I got to bring you back on again, because some people still telling me you were saying one thing to me, and the people are saying they got the gangs. I got to bring you back in so you can
Yes, sir.
talk to these gangs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, but we'll catch up.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. And I'd explain
Okay,
I'd explain to you thoughtfully how when they're talking about the gangs and how it accelerate now, and etc.
Well, I know. See, you's the man for that kind of thing.
Yes, sir.
See, a fella like me, I was always sheltered by mommy and daddy.
Yes, sir.
As young as I am, all I know is mommy and daddy.
Yes, sir.
I know nothing else.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
want all these young people to have mommy and daddy.
Yes, mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
Family
Okay, Brother
structure.
Brown.
The family structure. Yes, yes.
Take care now.
Thank you very much, sir. And you did a wonderful job, always. And continue to do your good job on Global, and continue to do your good job speaking to the BMN people across the country about our Constitution. Mr. Thompson is one of the leaders in the country, and very respectful. I respected him for many years, and I'm even respecting him even more now because what he's be talking about is the truth. And we both, acknowledge one another, and we both support one another. Yeah, and he was talking about the gangs the other day, et cetera, and I was explaining them about the gangs, It's way bigger than the gangs now. There are still pockets of gangs in the country, blah, blah, blah. But you hear people saying in Foxhill, giving their opinion, say they feel safe in Foxhill. There are a few people, who are involved in illegal activities, but if you listen to the people on Eyewitness News, they was telling you, so they feel safe. He said, if you bother somebody, or you're in the wrong spot, you're liable to get yourself hurt. But overall, he's saying the community is safe, But there are people who are involved in illegal activities, and they're the ones who are involved in gang activities, etc. But overall, it's bigger than gangs in the country. It's bigger than gangs. It has to do with the family structure being destroyed in the country. We taking a break? Okay, the producer's saying we have to take a break on Guardian Radio 96.9. I will see you after the break on Guardian Radio.
You
Try to rest, roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Girl, you see how Cora eye look funny, all black up yesterday?
But she say she bump into a wall when she's running after the churn them.
Yeah, but last Saturday, you see her arm was all black and blue, right?
What you saying? You think something wrong between her and Jack?
I ain't sure, but you know Jack is a jealous man. I hear him and Cora last Friday. I hear him say he hear Cora have eyes for Junior.
Now you know that ain't true. Cora is a good woman. Does mind her business, take care of them churn, and go to church every Sunday. So what you think we should do? do?
I think we should report Jack, Corey don't say nothing, but silence hides violence, and we don't want to line up in the cemetery.
Not me. I ain't getting in nobody business, then Jack come after me, and I land up next to Cora.
No, man, we could call a text Crime Stopper. And remember, we can even get some grocery money for our tip.
Remind me again, how does this work?
We can call them in Miami at 328-TIPS or 328-8477. Or when we in the island, call toll-free at 300-TIPS or 300-8477. And if you don't have no minutes, use the Crack Crime Bahamas app and we could text them. And the messages get all mixed up before it leave your phone so nobody can know what you saying.
So what we waiting on then? Let's go earn some grocery money.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I represent Bahamian people. I from Nassau, Bahamas, big up Bintan, bro. Boy, I from Bintan, bro. Right between West and Augusta, where them two roads meet, they call it Wilkinson Street. Manners and respect was like a sign blank check. It seems the ones that come in after quick to disrespect. You see, this life in the ghetto never easy.
We're back on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. I'm your host, Valentino Brown, a.k.a. Scrooge, Mayor or MP or Governor. And it's a pleasure to be your host on this wonderful Friday. I would like to give a shout out to my friend Kelsey Lundy, a.k.a. Scrooge. He is the manager at Acapure. One of these days I'd bring him on the show and let him have a say on the radio so we can show the differential. He's actually the original Kelsey Lundy. He's actually the original Scrooge, Kelsey Lundy. My name is actually Scroogey. And like I said, I was given the name Ebenezer Scrooge of the Three Coasts, the Christmas Coast. And like I said, there were some white Europeans who met me in the grandson area, and when I told them my past and what my life as a young youth growing up, they were amazed, and they said, man, you were like the Christmas Ghost, Ebenezer Scrooge. So they gave me that name Scrooge, and they were calling me it, So ever since I've been given that name from the Europeans. Like I said, I want to give a shout out to my good friend Sluggo. Sluggo is also one of the former leaders of the rebellion group. He stays now to Peter Street or one of those streets down there on East Street. I want to give a shout out to my good friend Skeeter Dawn and Bintan. I want to give a shout out to my crooked friend Marvin Booty, who lives on Mason Edition Hill. We call him Chief. And I want to give a shout out to Martian Prada. I want to give a shout out to my good friend Barber. He owns the barber on Ross Corner, down from Kelsey Lundy Bar. Him and his wife, Melissa, they has a bar on Ross Corner, Gibbs Corner. And on the corner, it's a barber shop. And, we call him Barber, So I give him a lot of shout out to a lot of people around the country who I know, some were former leaders and stuff like that still living. And they appreciate me coming on radio. So I could do is just give them a little shout out, let them know that I appreciate each and one of you who support me and support Guardian Radio. Many others I didn't call tonight. I want to give a shout out to my good friend James Charles, a.k.a. Chucky. I want to give a shout out again to my friend Shawnee, big man Shawnee in Mason's Edition. He always giving back. I want to give a shout out to Miss Nan in the Bintan area. And if I miss anyone, there are so many people I want to give a shout out to. Scrubber, he owns Joey's Restaurant and Bar with Fish Fry. Also my good friend from Drifters, one of Drifters, my good friend. Give a shout out to them all as well. So yeah, we had a wonderful show tonight, and the callers did a wonderful job here tonight. So the caller before last, he stated, don't go for the sweet talks. When I was talking a little earlier, and he was right. We want action, we want government change to the directory and how they're doing things in government. We have to focus more on the people, lowering taxes, low-cost homes, small business, clean community, no abandoned cars, no abandoned houses. We want the best treatment from government departments. We're talking about BPL, we're talking about the hospital, we're talking about the passport office, we're talking about more transparency at the immigration office, and etc. So we want better. We want better for our children in this country. We want better for our grandparents. We want to make sure that they have the proper bedding, that when they are admitted in the hospital, that they have the best beds, they have the best sheets. They don't have to be in the county in the middle of the accident emergency looking at the light unattended for hours. We have to work on our healthcare system, healthier living. So Dr. Darvel, you have to step up. You have all these sickness, but yet still you're not telling the Bahamian people that the canned goods and these food that we are importing in the country are the main reason we having obesity, diabetes, cancer, and all these sickness. So, Dr. Darvel, as the minister responsible for the safety and wellness and health of the Bahamas, well, sir, as a representative of the department, then you should say to the Bahamas government that these things that are being imported in the country are the ones that are causing harm to the Bahamian people. The sugar that we have in our house, we got to let them know. That is one of the leading causes of cancer. Break down on it. These kind of stuff we're going to have to talk about. So, Dr. Darvel, I'm kind of disappointed in you. You could do better. We need you on the TV every day and telling people, to stop eating and slow down on eating certain things in the country. And you also need to have a list of stuff that you could present to the Prime Minister to do not allow in the country, because they are responsible for a lot of chronic diseases that are happening in our country. So what sense you being a Minister of Health, right? And you're allowing food that would not be allowed to go in places like Russia and the European nation, but you allow it to be consumed here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, which in turn gets us all sick. And then we have a problem with overworked nurses, overworked doctors, no beds in the hospital. You understand? So if you're the doctors of wellness, give us information. Give us the best education on how we need to stop consuming certain food, canned goods, and items that are coming out of the U.S. into the Bahamas that are not allowed no place else in the world but the Bahamas and the Caribbean. Okay? So time is completely gone. I want to say good night to each and every one of you. I hope you enjoyed the show. I appreciate all the callers that called in tonight. You guys did a wonderful job. I want to give a shout out to Guardian Radio for allowing me to have this conversation and this broadcast. I want to say thanks to my producer, Kermit. He's been here from inception. Just a blessing to be on with him. Every week he comes in. He know how to dictate. He know how to cut. So respect the whole staff at Guardian Radio. And to each and every one of you, you have a wonderful night. Enjoy it. You work hard all week. And to the callers, you guys keep on calling, man. You guys do a wonderful job, okay? So, a.k.a. Scoochie